Cuba is a beautiful Caribbean island 90 miles off the coast of Florida, less than an hour by plane from the world's largest consumer economy. And yet, roughly 90% of its population lives in poverty. That gap is what 60 years of economic isolation does to a country. And right now, that isolation is showing up in a very visible way. The country is running on fumes, relying on low-quality domestic oil and hoping for more oil tankers from Russia. Meanwhile, rolling blackouts stretch up to 20 hours a day across the island. State industries have largely stopped functioning, and agricultural output has fallen. The economy is on track to shrink by around 15% relative to pre-crisis levels. And between 2020 and 2024, Cuba's population shrank by roughly 1 in 8 people, driven largely by a historic wave of emigration. What had been a slow, managed decline has tipped into something that looks less like an economic crisis and more like a humanitarian one. The immediate trigger was the collapse of a deal with Venezuela, Cuba's main energy supplier. For years, Venezuela had been providing the bulk of Cuba's oil in exchange for food, medical workers, and political support. It wasn't exactly a great foundation. If your economic stability depends on Venezuela, things are already not going particularly well. But even a house of cards can remain standing, right up until someone pulls the table from underneath it. And that happened just a few months ago when the Trump administration decided to deal with the Venezuela question somewhat more directly. US forces arrested Maduro in Caracas, and under direct US pressure, the Venezuelan oil shipments to Cuba stopped almost